Hi everyone, welcome to today's session. This is Ramanuj logging in from LawSikho. I'm in Calcutta right now. Thank you all for joining me. Would request everyone to introduce yourselves in the chat and tell me where are you logging in from. Where are you logging in? Even if you have any questions that you would like to be answered during this session, please post that as well in the chat. So great. So let's pull up today's. So before we begin, do you have any thoughts on virtual hearings? Is it good for you? Is it as a lawyer or as a virtual hearings? Is it good for you? Is it difficult? Is it problematic? What do you guys think about it? Anything in the chat, please share your opinion in the chat. Okay. So hi Pragati, District Court, third year law student from Hyderabad. Hi. Can you guys hear me better now? Am I audible? I've changed the internet connection. Let's hope this will be better. So why, you have to tell me, like, why do you think virtual hearings are better and how does it help you, right? Does it make it easier for you to practice law or it makes it difficult for young lawyers? Any idea? So you can pretty much see my, opinion on this, that younger litigators are massively benefiting from virtual hearings. Okay. So I'll explain my position why I think so. So 𝗵𝗃𝗿𝗁𝗃 is saying that virtual hearing is the best thing that has ever happened because now anyone can make a pan-India practice. So that is a very interesting thought process, surely. But a lot of people are worried that they will not get work pan-India. They are not even getting work locally, forget pan-India. So so then why am I saying this, that it is really good for lawyers? So let me explain a few of these points. So junior advocates often faced a sort of hostility and difficulty in making their points in the physical courts. Face value is very, very important in Indian courts. And there is this whole thing that if you're a senior judge, a senior lawyer, and you have a senior gown as a senior advocate, or at least you are regular in the court and judges know you from a long time, there are higher chances that your points will be heard, that you will be given more time to argue, that will be given more leeway to make your points. Whereas younger lawyers wouldn't be given even a much of a chance. Some people will go as far as saying that, if you want relief, then you have to hire a senior lawyer, because if you hire a junior lawyer, you will not get a relief. And this has been the case in many, many courts, and it's very well known that this is a situation, right? So, but it is a little different now. Virtual court experience is not as intimidating as physical courts, right? So I'll tell you why. So one major unwritten rule of the bar requires that juniors do not interrupt or speak over senior lawyers, while senior lawyers often freely do exactly that, right? But in a virtual hearing, that is not happening. Why is it not happening in a virtual hearing? Because it is as simple as, if two people are speaking at the same time, it is not audible. The system is not compatible with that. So only one person can speak at a time. So if other people are making noise, even the court will ask the court master to mute those people, and there is no scope for interruption. And this has been a big benefit for junior lawyers, that they are able to make their arguments uninterrupted during virtual hearings. I've spoken to many junior lawyers, they all said that this has been a big help for them, that seniors are not speaking over them during virtual hearings, right? The other thing is that judges are hearing younger lawyers more patiently. Obviously, there is not as much din. There is not as much, when a judge is in a courtroom, he is highly distracted by this huge crowd, and there is all the other thing that is going on at any given point of time. But that is not the case when the judge is most of the time hearing from his own chamber these days. And they have also less, only that they're hearing the urgent cases. So in a way, they have had more time to listen to the arguments of younger lawyers. Also, because of the lack of interruption, it has proven to be very beneficial for the younger lawyers, right? So there are fewer matters to hear. So maybe that is the reason that judges are giving more time also to the younger lawyers. Another major factor is that judges also don't have to worry about the public perception, as arguments are not happening in crowded open courts. It is happening in a smaller group of people. There's only the lawyer, maybe the clients, maybe the opposing counsels, and that is it. But they do not have to deal with the judgment of a huge room full of people, which is always there. Like, when the bench is hearing the arguments from both sides, there are so many other lawyers. It's pretty much, they're under public glare all the time. But when they are hearing junior lawyers in virtual hearing, that pressure is not there. And the same thing is for the younger lawyer as well. When they are arguing before judges, they have a little more comfort, because imagine you are arguing and there are 50 people watching you. And here it is not like that, only a few people watching. So that, it's the difference in performing in an empty stadium, and when the stadium is roaring with like 5 lakh people, there is a huge performance pressure even on the junior lawyers. That is not there when they are arguing in virtual hearing. So that also is kind of favoring them, right? So one thing about seniors is that seniors are given, like I said, seniors are given more leeway. So, seniors come into a courtroom and they dramatize a lot. They use, gestures, they use their voice, and they dramatize. You can see 𝘃𝗶𝗿𝗁, the way he presents. But, they are playing, it's like playing to the gallery. While seniors are allowed to do that, if a junior does it, it will be not taken in the right way most of the time. You are a senior lawyer, you are expected to do that. If you are a junior advocate, court will say, please make your point quickly and simply, and do not do all this dramatization. Okay. So if you are a junior lawyer, you really are not allowed to make this kind of dramatized presentations in the court, while the senior advocates are allowed to do this. So, but during the virtual hearings, senior advocates are not able to do this, because there is no crowd. Even if they do it a little for the judge, they cannot, they cannot play to the gallery when there are crowds listening to them. And this is a turn off for many seniors also. They have been complaining about this as well. Another major thing that has happened is that junior lawyers really struggle with managing the registry and filing and all of this. Because of online filing, things have become much simpler. So imagine a senior lawyer has a lot of, how do I say, staff. They have clerks and everything. They have a full machinery. But for a young lawyer who's only practicing for a few years, may not be having clerks, or maybe relying on clerks who are freelance basis, they're working and so on, right? So, and they may not have that much clout in the registry and so on. Now, online registry and filing is a little simpler. You just do it and it just happens very quickly. Okay, so unless it is stuck, then you have to maybe, call people up and whatever. But most of the time, it is happening in a simple way, that you are sending an email with the documents and it is done, or you are sending the physical copies. It is much less work than it used to be earlier. Even the defects are getting cured online. It's not like you have to go there to the court to cure the defects and stand in the counter waiting for your turn. All of that is gone. And earlier, the junior lawyers used to do it themselves. So they are doing it from home, from the comfort of their home, from their computer. And that means that they are spending less time managing the registry and filing. And it is kind of gives them a more equal platform with senior lawyers to practice efficiently. So senior lawyers usually have an army of juniors plus experienced and well-connected clerks to take care of everything at the registry or filing counter. This is always a huge disadvantage for relative newcomers. They break their head trying to get this process right, but now they are not dealing with it, and hopefully online filing will continue, right? And the other problem was that you can even appear in courts now, in tribunals in another state that is otherwise thousands of kilometers away perhaps. But earlier you could not. Only seniors could get such matters, because they'll be they'll be flown down there, sometimes even in private jet and all. But in this case now, even junior lawyers can actually take up matters in other states. So if they have an area of expertise for which they are well known, let's say you are very good at service matters, so you can appear in different high courts. And there are so many of our students who are now appearing, many of you perhaps also, managing to get different states and appearing in different states. Correct? So this is an unprecedented opportunity for the juniors. Murthy Sanivarapu is saying that, sir, we cannot read the facial expressions of judges and lawyers, right? So this definitely can be a problem, but think about it that, there are many positive sides as well. And you are able to see the judge as such. If you're not able to see, you can, it depends on which court and what software they're using, but you should be able to see the judge as such. If you are not able to see, you can request that I would like to like I am not able to see the judge. So while addressing the judge, I would like to know that, there's a connection, and normally it would be allowed. Most courts, you can see the judge. I don't know. Are you experiencing some difficulty, Murthy? So if you can clarify this, that why are you not able to see the judge? Because if you're able to see the judge, yeah, it is true that you can observe better in person, and when you are not in person, then you might not be able to do so. And that can be an issue. Definitely, it can be a big issue. Not only junior lawyers, women lawyers are also benefiting from virtual mode of hearing. So Rakhi Banerjee, so you are yourself a woman lawyer. So, if you're saying this, then that's a very good news that women lawyer also are tremendously benefiting. Maybe you can explain why so, that why this virtual mode of hearing is so beneficial for the women lawyers. That'll be great. Okay. Seniors not getting as many passovers, making it easier to manage time for juniors. Earlier, senior lawyers used to take many passovers. That, okay, my senior, so a junior will come to the court and say, my senior is busy at so-and-so court. Can you take it later? Now, maybe if a junior lawyer requests this to the court, he will most probably not be granted. If senior lawyer has come and junior lawyer is not able to come to the court will not grant you passover. Okay, but if you are a senior advocate, then you might get such passovers. This makes things very difficult for the junior lawyer, because he cannot take up any other matter. He cannot attend to any other matter. He has to sit and wait. And, managing time becomes very difficult like this. Many lawyers are struggling to do well in their practice because they cannot manage their time, right? So you can only accept one matter in a day, imagine. So you have a maybe hearing of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but you have to sit there in the court for, 5 hours, 3 hours. You never know when your matter will be called. And this is very difficult, right? So when, it is being in a virtual hearing, you don't have to go there. You can appear in multiple matters one after another. And judges are not giving passover because they know that you don't have to, it's not like you have to travel from one court to another court. Sitting at home, you are attending. So they are not very willing to give passovers, making it easier for the juniors to manage the entire situation. Okay. Rakhi Banerjee is saying that women lawyers are able to balance home and court hearing at the same time. That makes sense. I can understand why that will happen, because maybe you're doing some work at home while you're waiting for your hearing to come up. Now, if this was never possible, if you are going physically to the court, so I am hoping that so many people are benefiting from the virtual hearings, that they will defend the virtual hearing and demand that there should be virtual hearing in the future rather than in-person hearings, right? Um, okay, Anubhav Garg is saying that one can't go and sit in the courtroom and learn from the court proceedings going on. This limits the experience and understanding of the judge's psychology, I guess. You're saying physics, so I guess you're talking about psyche, not physics. Okay, so yeah, you want to attend courts and hear the arguments as a law student or a young lawyer. But surely there are ways to do so, right? So right now it is not there, maybe, but it may be, you can become one way to do is to get a press card and become a journalist, legal journalist. You can work with a legal journalism organization, and then you can attend through the journalist access to all these hearings. Okay. So yeah, the matter of Passover is very serious, and it is really helping the junior lawyers. Exactly. So judges have not been as forthcoming in giving Passovers, as lawyers can attend court from comfort of their own residence or chambers in any case. So no need for Passovers. Correct? So what are the other pros and cons of virtual hearings? Do you have any interesting stories or insights to share? This is my last slide. So for me, I am out of any other points to make. This is what it was. Okay, but I'm happy to answer more questions and discuss this. Right? Every time I'm getting adjournment in virtual mode of hearing, Rakhi. What courts are not willing to effectively proceed with virtual mode of hearing. So this is what is the important thing, that there is still this mindset in some judges and some places that this virtual hearing thing is a temporary thing and not a permanent thing. And because of that, some judges are doing this, but I think that mentality will change over time. For example, in family courts, like have become super efficient, like where consent divorce is being given, it is being given at a much faster pace. Like a judge who was able to hear 20 matters, 30 matters in a day, he's hearing 100 matters, and it is happening like clockwork, like every 5 minutes one matter being disposed, right? So that is one example where people are getting quicker orders. In other things also, I believe it will become the norm, because it has been, people are getting used to the fact that there can be online hearing, and also from the Supreme Court there is some initiative, some pressure, but I think it will take a longer time. It is right now appealing to the imagination of people that there can be online hearing, and online hearings can be effective, and proper evidence can be presented during online hearings also. So it is a matter of fact that people are getting used to it. In some cases, they are demanding that no, physical is important, like cross-examination. A lot of lawyers are saying for cross-examination, physical hearing must be there. Online cross-examination will not be valid, and so on. Right? So virtual hearing is most lawyers will benefit from virtual hearing, but at the same time there are a lot of lawyers who are afraid of virtual hearing because they are afraid of technology. Like my father does not use a smartphone. Even if we buy him a smartphone, he doesn't want to use it. He wants to use an old Nokia phone, right? So he wants to use that. He doesn't want to move beyond that technology ever, right? If he will look to go to the shop and really look for old technology. He doesn't want any complications. So there are people like that who prefer that. AORs and senior advocates will be affected by virtual hearing. They are also getting positively impacted, because I'll tell you what, because when there were physical hearings for people to go to the court, there was huge amount of, inefficiency, right? So if things are slow, if things are costly, then people don't want to go to the court. Even the client do not want to bring a matter to a lawyer, because the courts are so slow, it will take so much time. Now if things become more efficient, that you're able to hear, you're able to take up more matters, then your prices will not be so high, then more clients will come and want to file their cases because it is cost effective, right? Even if one thing changes, that you are able to take up more matters. So for example, if you are in the USA, in most places in the USA, you can appear in a hearing, forget virtual hearing, you can, everything is happening physically. Even then the lawyer can appear by phone. Imagine, lawyer can appear in a physical hearing by phone, and it is the choice of the lawyer. If he wants to appear by phone, he can appear by phone. Correct? Now imagine how much freedom it gives to the lawyer to take up more matters and take up, attend more hearings in a day. And if a lawyer can do that, then obviously he can charge less to the clients, because if he's able to manage only 1 or 2 hearings in a day, then he'll have to charge accordingly. But he is able to do 10 hearings in a day, then he can charge much less, and even then he will earn more, and clients will get a lower price. And this is what happens when there is new level of efficiency introduced. For a long time people said, Array, if there is laptop being used, then it will be more efficient, then people will charge less, then lawyers will start earning less. No, lawyers with computers are earning more, and lawyers without computers are going out of business, right? So when you have more efficiency, it benefits everyone, right? So in a society where we are living with computers, artificial intelligence, it's not like that, oh, work is going away, everyone will suffer. No, there is more work, there is more benefits, there is more money, there's more, overall more benefits to be done. So it's not like AORs and senior advocates will suffer. AORs also can take up more matters. AORs are vociferously asking that they like this, most of the AORs came together in Supreme Court and filed a petition requesting that online hearing should be continued. They gave a different reason, that we are afraid of getting infected, so we should not be forced to appear physically, right? But lawyers in different courts are resisting. But Bar Council of India's official position is different, because they have, I don't know which lawyers they represent, but mostly, lawyers who are able to use computers, everybody is very happy with the virtual hearing system, and they want more virtual hearing, and virtual hearing to be further expanded. And I think it is a logical direction. Now whether you will do it after 10 years or you will do it now, that is the only question. Yeah, some older people may be able to resist and prevent this from happening for 10 more years, that is all. But after 10 years, surely you will get more and more virtual hearing and more online hearing opportunities. I think that is inevitable, and that is logical also, right? Because it, in a country like India, where people are not able to get justice, where I will say 99% people do not have the money and resources to come to court. If you make it online, the costs may significantly go down, right? Cost will significantly go down, inevitably. And then more people can go to court. Lawyers will benefit from increasing amount of work, increased efficiency. So in India, so many lawyers are very poor. But the problem is that when you try to bring technology, people think it will be bad for us. They are afraid of technology, that something wrong will happen from the technology. The other thing is that they're afraid that they'll have to learn something new that they don't know today. So all these things are definitely there. Anubhav Garg, I have one interesting point. If you allow, I would like to put it to everyone. Sure, Anubhav, I'll give you permission to speak. 1 second. Can you please raise your hand? I can't see your. I'm not able to give you any rights. Sorry, I'm not able to unmute you. Can you make your point in the chat itself? Thank you. Anubhav, I can't see you. I mean, it's not working. There's some problem with the system. I'm not able to unmute you. So you will have to make the point in chat. Okay. Okay. So any other questions anybody has? Happy to answer. And if there are no questions, of course, then I can end the session. 𝘃𝗶𝗿𝗁𝗂 is asking, will these virtual hearings continue after COVID-19? So I hope that they continue. I believe they will continue also. Asha, I can see Anubhav now. I'll unmute you. I believe that it makes a lot of sense if virtual hearings continue, for the simple reason that it is so much more efficient and it is so much more beneficial for the clients, for lawyers, and it can, if the courts are willing and if the judges are willing and if people come together, there is enough technology in the world today to make it very efficient and make it very effective. We will never miss the physical hearings if it is done properly. So I would hope that it will continue, and I am very pleased to see that there is a lot of momentum building up. A lot of like virtual hearings today have many supporters, unlike before. So that is really good.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So my point is that hearings get recorded, right? So everything is on record and can be revisited by, let's say, the higher court, or for the lawyers who are planning to challenge a judgment, or if someone wants to file a PIL, then all those hearings can be revisited. And I also believe that if uh, if we can develop an indigenous software for these hearings, then the security aspect of it can also be taken care of, and it can be availed to public at large. So this is another benefit. People will be more aware legally.
Correct. So Iraqi Energy is also saying that, for that matter, recently SCBA invited application for e-filing training and given option for either of the mode, and maximum advocate opted for virtual mode of training. So this is what it is, right? So, and also recently the good point, Raki, and recently the Attorney General also said that this virtual hearing should be broadcasted also, right? So that public can hear and the client should be able to see it, and it will be so good, right? It will increase transparency by many fold. So big difference can be made by that. So yeah, so virtual, I believe that virtual uh, hearings are here to stay. Even if some people try to prevent it from happening, if not this generation, the next generation of lawyers will push for it vigorously. So I hope it happens now and not 10 years later. That's all. I have no doubt in my mind that it will happen. Only thing is that there are people who don't want virtual hearing to take place. Will they succeed? Or will the people who want virtual hearing, will they succeed? Right? All right, great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And, I hope that, in India has a long way to go for judicial reforms, and virtual hearings can make a great bunch of difference. So let's hope the best happens very soon. And all the best to all of you for your practices and your legal careers. Can you please illustrate on how we can get a legal journalist for students? So if you want to be a legal journalist, there are some legal journalism organizations. Obvious ones are Bar and Bench, Live Law, but you can even build your own legal journalism organization, and then you can start court reporting. It's very not difficult. Just have to find, who are the people who have you can start by interning with them. There are other ones where all news organizations in the country are have legal departments who are following these legal hearings, and you can intern with any of them. right? And even local newspapers, Hindi newspapers, and so on. There are hundreds of them. You can even go to the nearest press club and find out what are your options, and then you can apply to them saying that I don't expect anything except for I want to be, helping you with your legal news, and do it for a month or two. You'll figure out how it works, and then you will be able to even for your own blog, maybe you'll be able to create that. But very easy to get a legal journalist pass if you are getting it through these organizations. And you can, even as a freelance journalist also, you can get the pass. So you have to just figure out, how to just get started with as an intern with any news organization, not legal, any news organization, and then you will figure out how to do it. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Have a great night, everyone. Take care. Bye.